Right, as I said, it's Oz Blues time, and it is my pleasure to welcome back to Blues on the Hill, ARIA award-winning Australian music legend. Nice to add that ARIA now to it. Russell Morris. Russ.
Baz, how are you, mate?
Welcome back to Blues on the Hill.
Yeah, well, that ARIA wouldn't have come without the support of all the Blues Network and a lot of the little community stations, because none of the big commercial stations touched it. You know, they wouldn't touch it with a barge pole, so it proves that you don't need them.
Isn't it great? Yeah, to see the power of community radio.
That's right.
Absolutely fabulous, and but it was just great recognition of a great album. It was a great recording, and it's just grown, hasn't it? It just grew and grew.
It did, yeah. It started from nothing, because we only had, as I said last time I was in, 500 copies, and that was going to be it. I was going to sell them at the gigs, and away it went. And great credit to Mitch Cairns, who produced it, and he did a great job.
And it ended up Sharkmouth Platinum, double platinum. It's still going.
It's still selling, yeah. It's still on the blues charts, on the iTunes blues charts. So it's number 2, and number 1 is Van Diemen's Land.
Still going there.
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Well, what a great one too.
Well, as long as it gets people in, some people who probably haven't listened to blues and roots music before, and it's got a bit of country in it, I guess. As long as it gets a new audience to hear all the other great acts that are around, you know, that's what is the most important thing. And I think it'd be great that things can grow from there, because the blues festivals are huge and people love them, and it's just, they've got to embrace those other blues acts and buy their albums and buy them in truckloads.
Yeah, and Melbourne too, especially as you'd see around Melbourne. The blues scene in Melbourne is absolutely booming at the moment.
Oh,
you know, we've got new venues opening up. We've got, you know, new clubs opening. We're filling the MBAS every Tuesday night, and it's just fantastic.
It is. It's very good. Yeah, and a lot of people are right into it, and because it's sort of real. It's real sort of earthy. There's no haircuts involved.
No, there's no pretense. It's real music. As I say, real passion, real music, real soul. All right, so Van Diemen's Land released on Friday. What's the early reports? Is it selling well? I'm sure it would be.
It is. It's selling well. We don't know. We won't know till Friday.
Yeah. It
shipped well. They shipped a lot of copies out, but you don't know. You know, some people. Sometimes second albums are a hard one. Sometimes they bomb, you know. We're pretty confident by the way everyone's reacting. All the stores have been fantastic.
It's a lot bigger. Yeah, it's a lot bigger musically than Sharkmouth. We were just talking off air before. I mean, there's a lot more going on in this recording.
Yeah, reason being, for instance, Van Diemen's Land, the track itself was supposed to be about the prison ships, the first ones that came out to Van Diemen's Land, like the Pyrenees and all that, and it had to be big and sort of scary and overwhelming, and plus we used Rob Hurst on it, which he makes it big and scary and overwhelming.
Backsliders.
Yeah, Backsliders, great band. Well, he's been a mate of mine for years, but I saw them, we worked with them, the Backsliders, and I just said to Rob after, I said, mate, would you play on the next album? And he said, well, I don't know, just play me the songs. He said, I don't really want to commit to something that I don't think I can add anything to. And when I sent them to him, he rang me up and he said, mate, you know I love Australian history. And so I figured, and he said, these 2 songs, he said, I'm coming down. When do you want me? So he came down and played on Van Diemen's Land and Eureka, and he made Eureka sound like a war. That's that Appalachian sort of picking. That's that. Shannon Bourne did that real, it's unbelievable. And it's ironic that Phil and I were sitting in the studio having a glass of wine after the recording, and he said, isn't it funny, mate? He said, here we are, we've come full circle, and not many people know this, that Chain were my band of choice for everything I did when I recorded. They played on, you wouldn't think it, but they played on Sweet Sweet Love. That's Phil Manning playing guitar, and Barry Harvey and Barry Sullivan on bass and drums, and They played on all of Bloodstone. They were the basic band that I always used because I loved them so much. I thought they were the best band.
And isn't it great that, like you say, you've come full circle and here you are still going. And
Yeah, well, Phil and I, we spoke about it. I'm not ready to sit down yet, but in probably a month time, Phil and I are going to sit down and I want to do a lot of work with him for the next album, writing songs. Because he's a great writer, and I think the two of us could come up with some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, it has some great feel. All right, now we're going to do a live one, which is nice. We're talking about the title track now. So let's talk about how it came about, the actual Van Diemen's Land, why you chose it for a title, and
what happened. I was sitting with Shannon Bourne, who's an unbelievable guitar player, and he was sort of playing, and he sort of went so. He did something like that, and then he went. And I said, "Oh, play it with a bit more aggression. Let me." And he played it, and I just started singing along with him and making noises.
So you weren't writing at the time; you were just sort of chatting, singing.
Yeah. And I said, "Let's put that down." And as he put it down, he recorded it. I started singing over it, and he changed the chords. And out of my mouth came, "I'm going down, down to Van Diemen's Land." And it just came out, and I thought, right. That's the cornerstone for the next album, because that's where it all began, really. Those first fleets that came out here, they're the genes that went right through our nation, and a lot of people still carry those genes. So that's one of the very first catalysts, so that has to be included. So I picked that as a story, imagining what it'd be like to be taken off one of the prison hulks in the Thames and forced onto a boat. You'd probably be... Your chances were much better getting on a boat and sent out here than living on the prison hulks in the Thames, because that was not, you've no chance at all. So they'd come out here, and initially it must have been terrifying for them, absolutely terrifying, but they learnt to adapt, and they became what we are, part of what we are. It's the rich tapestry of what Australia is, and that's one of the stories that really had to be included about our existence here, and our forging ourselves as a mighty nation now on the world stage, which is great.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Early in the morning, with the chill still in the air, we sailed from Plymouth Harbour, northwestly blowing back. The rain was tumbling all around in buckets from the sky, and the wind that stole our breath away, sharp as a razor knife. On a voyage to the end of the world on George's prison ship, 200 lost and hungry souls would feel a lashing whip. Gale howled through the rigging on that first black night. It's like the devil himself up there singing this lullaby. I'm going down, 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 Van Diemen's Land. I'm going down, hellbound, Van Diemen's Land. 30 days out at sea and the wind I had to tune that. 30 days out at sea and the wind it blew too calm. So they marched us round the quarter-deck to the beat of a hopeful drum. Oh, 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 it's me, have mercy on my soul. Who ever thought I'd end up here, some God-forsaken hole? I'm going down, 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 Van Diemen's Land. I'm going down, hellbound, Van Diemen's Land. Late at night, the ship at sea is rocking like a cradle, drifting with my haunted dreams. The dice is on the table, and the wind it starts, it's blowing and it's conjuring up the waves. Now tell my escaping up the Derwent's mouth and on towards Hobart Town. The rumours were about. We'd heard the Chinese whispers of Port Arthur and its wreck. If I get myself out of here, I ain't never coming back. I'm going down, 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 Van Diemen's Land. I'm going down, hellbound, Van Diemen's Land. I'm going down, hellbound, Van Diemen's Land. Sorry that drifted out of tune. That's what threw me off a little bit through it.
Live blues, folks. Well, that's what happens. Live in the studio. Thanks very much, Russ.